I will never stop dragging deadbeats. If you ever see me stop going on or attacking deadbeats or whatever, just know Uguti, I'm kidnapped. Just take that as Amanda is kidnapped. Just take that as a sign, because me. Hi guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. It's been a while since I last did a sit down video, but Isolo, I was scrolling through Twitter as per usual. I live on Twitter, and I saw a tweet from someone. I can't remember it verbatim, but basically it said that obviously I'm paraphrasing now, but something about however life gets, don't forget that you are actually living in one of your dreams. And I was just like, I was touched because I've been in such a funk lately. I've actually forgotten to just stop and smell the roses and appreciate how far I've come in life, and appreciate that I actually am living in one of my dreams. Like, I've been manifesting this life I have now the whole of last year. I spent the whole of last year manifesting exactly what I have right now. Like right now, Milani is playing outside in a pump, those blow up pools, and Alwande is probably in her room doing one of those TikTok challenges. But because I've been in such a funk, things like that for me, I haven't even stopped and realized, Guti, we are not doing as bad as I think I am. If you are new to this channel, let me just try and give you a quick summary. I am a single mom of 2 children. One is 13 and the other one just turned 2 last week. Both the father of my children are not part of their lives. The last born one, went as far as getting a restraining order to make sure that he does not legally see his child. And the first one, I had the child with him when we were in school. I was 18, and he's never met her, he's never done anything for her, and he's made it very clear to myself and her that he wants nothing to do with her, and he does not want to be a father physically, emotionally, even financially. I'm currently in court fighting both of them, and it's proving to be difficult to fight for the eldest daughter's father. Is proving to be difficult. He's making life very difficult. That will be another video, that will be a separate video. I can't talk about it too much because he is using my channel basically to be one up against me, one up on me, I mean. So I can't talk much about that, but basically what I was trying to say is that that's how bad things are when it comes to the father of my children, the fathers of my children. And in this lezo, they are bound to obviously make you feel some type of way. And I have been feeling some type of way. If you watch my previous vlogs, you will know that I haven't been okay. You will know that I've been in a funk. You will know that my mental health has taken a detour, has taken a left basically. There have been days where I didn't want to get out of bed. There have been days where I didn't want to open my curtains. There have been days where I didn't want to do anything with my children. And I think seeing that tweet, and because I'm a single mom, I constantly feel like I'm failing my kids one way or the other, whether it's financial or whether it's I feel like I'm failing because I can't give them a 2-parent home, or I can't even give them a co-parent, let alone, So all of that can make you feel like you're a failure and you're not doing enough. So seeing that tweet and that guy, can't remember if it was a man or a woman who tweeted it, but I was just like, hi man, this is it. And it has helped me change my perspective a bit. I'm not gonna lie, single parenting is hard. I've been doing it for almost 14 years now, and I didn't think I was going to do it again with my second child, because with the first one you always find a way to excuse it. My excuse has always been, we were young, we were kids, he didn't know what he was doing or whatever. And then 12 years later I fell pregnant again. The exact same thing happened, literally the exact same thing. And it's obviously hard to not take that personally. It's hard to just be like, oh no, I'm gonna be okay. It's hard. Like with Milani, it became so hard for me that I actually packed my bags and I moved back home with my mom because I just couldn't take it. I couldn't take the heartbreak. I couldn't take being a single mom all over again. There were just too many things that I couldn't take. And I realized then that if I don't make a decision to make sure that I'm okay, I'm probably going to take my own life, because it got to a point where it was just that bad. And moving back home was literally the best thing I've ever done. It was hard, because living with your mom when you're an adult and you've got your own kids, it's very, very hard, but I soldiered through, and the biggest push for me to move back home was to be able to save money so I can pay Alande's school fees. Speaking of school fees, I think another reason why I'm just always in such a funk is because I struggle to live in the moment. I struggle to look around me and be like, ah man, Amanda, you've come far. I struggled with that. If anything, Manje, this year's school fees for Alwande is almost paid up, but I'm already worried about next year. I had to go back home to be able to save money to pay for Alwande's school fees this year. But what am I going to do next year? Because I'm not at home. I'm living in my own place. So the money I was using to pay rent before I went home is the money I was saving. But now there is no money to save at all. So it's just, I'm always thinking ahead. Milani, I'm thinking about the primary school she's going to go to. Oh, girl just turned 2. That's a problem we're going to have to be dealing with in 4 years' time. But I'm already thinking about that. I struggle to, I don't know if it's just me, but I struggle to live in the moment. But what that tweet did for me was to make me realize, well, you know what, you need to sit and actually look around you, live in the moment, and just look around you and think about how far you've come. And I've come far. I took this book, after reading that tweet, I took this book. I've had this book since 2017, and I've been writing in this book since 2017. I don't write every day or even every month. Some months go by without me writing, but when I do write, I'm very intentional and I'm very specific. And when that guy was saying all of that, I realized that I went through this book and I was looking at all the things that I've been, basically they've been my goals since I got this book in 2017, but I only started actively writing in this book in 2018 onto 2019. Some of the goals that I had here was to be intentionally happy, to get the body I've always wanted. Maybe not. I wanted to create more. I wanted to fast and meditate more. There's so many things that I have, and also one of the things that I wrote here, I wanted to trust the process. Those were my goals. And this is still 2019, basically the things that I was grateful for. My financial goals, my financial goals were a bit crazy, but hey man, you know. And now we continue, okay, this is a lot, and then I continue moving to 2020, and some of the things that I manifested in January 2020, 2 months before Milani was born. I was manifesting financial freedom. I wanted to be able to live with my children in a 2-bedroom apartment. And I'm there. This is exactly it. I live with my children in a 2-bedroom apartment. And this is literally, like, I don't know, like, it's literally, like you can see, it's Friday, January 2020. And this is what I wrote, and I don't go back, but this tweet made me want to go back. I literally in 2020 said I wanted to live in a 2-bedroom apartment with my children. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment with my children. And that for me was just like, oh damn, like this guy is right. I am living in one of my dreams. And as hard as it is very, very hard to be a single mom. But I have to recognize that I am living in my dreams. Last year when I was at home, and the nice thing about being at home and starting this YouTube channel is that I actually was saying these things out loud. I would do these sit downs. I'll try and see if I can remember, if I can link the video where I speak about wanting to have a garden, wanting to see my children running around in the garden, and they actually are. We have a garden, smaller than a garden, but we have a garden, and they are both running around it as we speak. And it's things like that where it's been so easy for me to just like forget that I prayed about this and I manifested this, I fasted about this. This is what I wanted. This is the life I wanted. Obviously, I wanted a life where my kids also have their fathers, but the things that I have been able to control have come out exactly how I wanted them to. And seeing that tweet for me, I even wrote here on the same page, I wrote that I want to have a great co-parent relationship with both the father of my children, and I mentioned their names, and then I want both my children to feel the love from the fathers that I still long for. That obviously for me breaks my heart, because my kids don't have any relationship with their fathers. Milani does not know. They both don't know their fathers, so it's when I wrote this in January, me and Milani's dad, he had blocked me a long time ago. He made clear that he wanted nothing to do with me. He went around telling people that he wanted nothing to do with me. He went as far as telling people that he wanted me to have a miscarriage. But I still in my heart believed that we could have gotten over that. I could have forgiven that, and we were going to be okay, and we were going to co-parent, and we were going to give the children, or the child, we were going to give Milani the love that she deserves. So same thing with Alwanda's dad. This time I had never the last time I'd spoken to him was when I told him I was pregnant. But in 2020, I still had faith that, you know what, one day when I reach out to this man, we're going to be okay, and we're going to co-parent well, and he's going to be the father that I need for Alwande. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened, and by the look of things, that will never happen. Maybe one day when Milani is old enough to make her own decisions, she will make a decision to want to be part of her father's lives. But not personally, umuntu that has gone as far as taking out a restraining order against me while I was in another province, that's not someone I will ever want to be in the same room with. That's not someone I will ever forgive. That's not something I can get over. I will never get over that. It's the same with Alwanda's dad, like someone who's told my child on text, how do you tell a preteen? At that time, Alwanda was 11 or 12. He told her that he does not want to be her father, because now he's busy being a father to his two boys, and he just does not have the capacity to be her father. That's not the kind of person I'll ever want to speak to. It's not a kind of person I ever want to be in the same room, let alone co-parent with. So that's for me. I don't care if people think that I'm hard-headed or I'm evil or whatever. Those are the two people in my life that I will never forgive, and those are the two things in life that I will never get over. They've hurt my children to the core, and have hurt me to the core. So that's not something, but I am open to the kids having their own relationships. Alwande, maybe when she's older, maybe this man is going to grow up one day and choose to be a father. Alwande has a phone, so she can have a relationship with him. Unfortunately with Milani, until a certain time where she gets her own phone, her dad has got no contact with her. And for the next 5 years, because of the restraining order that was done by him, who knows what's going to happen after 5 years? I don't know, and I don't know if my heart will ever be okay, and if I would ever be open to a conversation about wanting to co-parent. Maybe if one day he regrets what he did, I don't know. I really don't know. And I think for me, because I've had a child with someone, and the child is almost 14 now. Alwanda's turning 14 at the end of the year. And people always tell you that no, uzobuya, like you'll co-parent, things will be great. It's been 14 years, and he has no intention of being a father. So obviously with Milani, I'm looking at it the same way, which I have no hope, because literally the father of my children are the exact same person. Literally the exact same person. I can't get into details on what kind of things that they do, but I'm sure you have an idea. They are the exact same person, and basically they're not the type of person I think I could ever want to have communication with. But I am not closed off for my children to have communication with them. Personally, I'm good, I'm done. Done. Going back to the tweet that sparked this idea in my head, and just like having to go through this. You guys, like some of the things that I was praying for was to pay off my debts, pay off my credit card, wanted to make money through my blog. So before I had a YouTube channel, I actually had a blog. It's also called The Millennial Mom. It's still active if you want to check it out. But the point here was to make money through my blog. Well, that's not happening, but I am making money through YouTube. So, and then I am going to have a healthy relationship with myself, my family, my friends, my children, and everyone around me. And I'm going to be the best mom I know how to be. Most of the time, I don't believe I'm an amazing mom. It's because I feel like I'm failing my kids, and it's because I feel like I feel like I'm not giving my kids everything that they need and everything that they deserve. But sometimes I have to tell myself, Uguti, the only thing that you're struggling to give your children is a relationship with their fathers, and that's not up to you. It's not up to me, but obviously it's something I cry about every day. Even right now, it's something I think about every day, and it's something I cry about every day, you know. But when I look at your comments, and when I look at like how everyone else says I'm such an amazing mom, like that does something to me, because I am an amazing mom. I am an amazing mom. And that's all I want to be. That's all I've wanted to be. And it's in my manifestation prayer book, and it's just it's crazy. Like, I was reading this book and I'm just like, everything that I wrote here, at least 80% of the things that I wrote here have come to life. I am living the life that I wrote. On the 3rd of February 2020, I have here that my heart is still. I'm not overwhelmed anymore by this new life, and I don't have anxiety over it. For the first time in a long time, my heart and my soul is calm. That was the 3rd of February, literally exactly a month before Milani was born. So just like reading all of these things, I wrote that I've left things to God and the universe and my ancestors. I know that I will be okay. I don't know how, but I know that I will be okay. And I'm looking forward to this new journey. Guys, I've been okay. I said that I know that I'm going to be okay because I've got God, I've got my ancestors, and I've got my family, I've got friends, and I've been okay. And because obviously one negative thought overpowers every positive thing that you know and think about yourself. It's been very easy for me to just like get into a dump. This year we're on month 3, we're in March, but this year I don't know how many breakdowns I've had over the fact that I'm overthinking, and it's not even sometimes isn't that I actually hope happening. I overthink about the fact that Alwanda to send her to varsity. Alwanda is only in grade 8. I'm overthinking the fact that I don't have money to send Milani to a good primary school. Milani barely knows her name, and I get anxiety over those things, and I get panic attacks over those things. And I think I just now, my goal, I have a lot of goals obviously, but when I'm looking at these things and how far I've come, my goal now is to just live in the moment and appreciate. Because when I don't live in the moment, I'm always having panic attacks, my kids are unhappy, I'm unhappy, the whole house is gloomy, it's just bad. So I think that tweet came at the perfect time. Reading that tweet came to me at the most amazing time, because this is exactly what I need to start thinking about and living. You are living in one of your dreams. Honestly, I'm living in one of my dreams, and to realize that overwhelms me with so much joy. Let's see. Man, on the 1st of August 2020, I was grateful to have both my kids under the same roof. I was grateful to have a job and getting my full salary in a pandemic, and I was grateful for the friendships and relationships I have with the people in my life. And what I manifested was an extra income, hopefully via my blog, The Millennial Mom. At that time, I did not have a YouTube channel, so everything I guess I was manifesting here for my blog, I guess it was for my YouTube channel. And I also manifested I wanted to meet her dad and spend more time with her father's side of the family, and also for Milani to spend more time with her father. And I want to create beautiful memories for the both of them. Unfortunately, this is one of the things that I haven't been able to get done, but I do console myself at the fact that I know that it's not up to me to get them done. Both the father of my children know that the door has been open. Before I took Milani's dad to court, I kept begging him to just be present. You know, if you're present, you don't even have to give us 100 rand. Just be present. All I wanted was for him to be present. And that he just didn't want to. And then I was forced to just take him to court. If you're not going to be present physically, bro, you're going to be present financially. Like, I'm not doing this by myself, you know. And even with Amanda's dad, like, what I hear, I just wanted them to spend time together. I just wanted him to call her. He didn't even have to meet her. He just could have just have a video chat with her. That's all I wanted, for her to feel, because I can see that she longs for it. I just wanted her to feel that. And before it got to how ugly it is now, I reached out to the both of them asking for this, and both of them just refused. So now it's ugly. Now there's restraining orders. Now I'm taking other people to court. Now it's just a lot. But I sleep well knowing that I've done my part and I've tried to make sure that these men are part of their kids' lives. It's just that they don't want to. It's just that it hurts when I read now that how bad I actually wanted this for my children, and it's just not happening. And it's very hard for me to take the blame away from myself, but I have to remind myself every time that there's nothing that I can do that they don't want. If they don't want to, they don't want to. But yeah, this book, this was on the 16th of September. I continued from August to September. I continued writing the things that I was grateful for and manifesting. I manifested finding a good school for Alwande because I wanted her to be comfortable. And I did that. I found a good school for her and she's so comfortable. Just last week Friday I went and watched her play hockey, and she was within, man. Like, she was you know what? I'm so glad I came across that tweet. A lot has been happening, and I've just been on a funk, and I probably will continue to be in a funk, but I'm glad I came across that tweet, because now I'm able to pull myself out of that just by reminding myself about how far I've come. I've come far with my children. I've come far with my journey as a mom and my journey as a single mom, and we're still gonna go far. I pray to the Lord above that we go far. I pray for him to put me in positions where I'm able to provide for my kids. I pray every day to be put in a position where if one kid says, "Mom, I feel like McDonald's," on the 24th of a month, a day before payday, I pray to God that I'm in a financial situation where I can be like, okay, cool, Uber eats that, or let's go to McDonald's. I want that for my kids. That's what I want. I never want them to go to Pasogol. Obviously, I'm not trying to raise spoiled brats, but I'm trying to make sure that I give my kids everything in my power to make sure that they have everything and they are equipped with everything to live well, even if I'm not on earth anymore, or even when they're older and they don't need me anymore. I want them to always just know that, you know what, I can always go back to mom. That's all I want. With that being said, I will never stop dragging deadbeats, my deadbeats, and everybody else's deadbeats. Luckily, I don't hang around deadbeats, so if I did, I'd be dragging them every day. I don't know anyone who's a deadbeat. All of my male friends who have children are very involved in their children's lives. But if I do come across deadbeats, I will drag them. Whether it's face to face, whether it's on Twitter, I will drag them. I'll never stop making the father of my kids' lives as uncomfortable as they've made mine. I have peace. I love my kids. I love my life. We are doing okay, but we could do better. With that money that these men are supposed to contribute to these kids, my kids could be doing way better than what we're doing now. So for that, I will not stop being the voice for my children because they can't speak for themselves. I will be my children's voice, and I will be the voice of other women out there who are not ready yet to talk about their struggles with their deadbeats, because I know there's a lot of us, but I do know at the same time that it takes a lot to actually even admit it to yourself, because when you admit it, when you actually talk about it, then you have to admit to yourself that you have made some poor decisions. But on the same breath, you're not the only one. There was two people. I tell myself every day that laying with those men were the most poor decisions I've ever made, but I couldn't have known at that time. I didn't know at that time. People present themselves a certain way, you know. When I told Milani's dad that I was pregnant, he was very happy. Milani's dad was there for my pregnancy up until I was 4 months pregnant. So obviously you hear a lot, and people say we must choose better baby daddies. How people present themselves a certain way, and then they back jigela, and there's nothing you can do about that. But now I will never stop, you guys. Like, I will never ever stop. If you ever see me stop going on or attacking deadbeats or whatever, just know Uguti, I'm kidnapped. Just take that as Amanda's kidnapped. Just take that as a sign, because me I will not stop dragging deadbeats. I will not stop making the father of my children's lives as uncomfortable as they've made mine and my children. I will not stop fighting for my children. I will be in and out of these courts until I don't know actually until when, because I will not stop fighting for my children, and I will not stop fighting for what's right. But in the meantime, I'm very grateful that I've come this far. I'm very grateful for the life that I live. I'm very grateful for the life that I've prayed for and I've manifested, and I'm grateful for my ancestors and to my God. I'm grateful for the support that I have from my friends, my family, and I'm grateful for the support that I have from you guys. The comments, I think I say it every time, you don't understand how much your comments mean to me. They mean a lot. I will not stop fighting for my kids, and I will not stop dragging deadbeats. If you have a deadbeat that you'd like for me to drag, you can DM me. I will drag your deadbeat on your behalf for free. I'm joking. Actually, I'm not joking. If I could, like, I wish I could, like, form a vigilante of people and we just go around beating deadbeats up. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? But this is the end of my rant and this is the end of my rant. This is the end of my video, and basically this was just to sit down and document it for myself also, so in case in 2 months time I forget how good I have it, I will come back to this video. And now if you are in a funk, maybe just think about one of the prayers that you have once prayed. Maybe you are living in it, and I hope that you are living in one of your prayers too, or maybe 2, maybe 5. I hope you're living in all of your prayers. You deserve it. This is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and please don't forget to subscribe if you're not, and comment. Those comments, keep them coming. They make me feel so good, and they make me feel so loved. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for actually just watching all my other videos and supporting me, and I will see you next time.